Hi, it's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. This is future editing Stephanie talking to you. I just wanted to give you guys just a little description of what this vlog is entailing. Now, it has been a very long time since I have posted any kind of reading entertainment for you guys. Basically, from June till the end of August, I still was doing some vlog clips. So there are clips here where I'm talking about the books that I was reading. There are B-roll clips of thunderstorms that we had during the summer. I know I do the historical readathon during this summer and I vlogged it, but I never put up the actual vlog, like never posted it. There's a vlog clip of like 4th of July and when I went down to Nashville. So this is like a huge hodgepodge of everything that happened this summer when I basically took a hiatus from posting videos because in June we got COVID and so we were basically sick for about 3 weeks and it just took a while to get back into the groove of things, and then with July and August being spectacularly busy, it was really hard to get back into doing any kind of YouTube videos. It's kind of crazy, but I'm finally getting back into the swing of things. I already have stuff set up for the month of October, so it feels really good to get back into this, and I've missed you guys. I've missed talking to you guys about books and what I've been reading and what I'm liking, and I've missed recommending things to you and getting all the recommendations from you guys. Without further ado, before this intro gets super babbly and I run off on a tangent, here is the reading vlog of my summer of 2021. I hope you enjoy it. I'm sorry if it's a little bit longer than usual. I promise I will do better going forward. This was just a lot of stuff and I didn't want to just throw it away because I did do a lot of vlogging. I just never got around to doing it. So, as always, in the comments, let me know what you read this past summer. Let me know if you read anything that I read. And happy reading, everyone. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Stephanie, and here's the start of a new reading vlog. I'm hoping to make this a weekly reading vlog. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. I still haven't decided if I want to do any kind of themed reading vlogs. I probably will at some point. Like this week I could do a themed reading vlog because I have these books up on my what should I read next type of thing. So that really won't work for a theme, and neither will this. So the theme that I could go for is the theme of finishing off Spring of Spies, because I still have to finish this book, or the theme of catching up on Tessa Dare for the But Do They Bang book club. But Do They Bang book club, the season of Do You Read If You Dare. Do you dare? Read if you dare. Oh my god, I will remember one of these days. So this was the first book, and this week they started the third book of the season. So this week I could read those 3 books. Could be that theme. I think for Spring of Spies, there's 5 books that I need to finish. 2 that I didn't start, 3 that I did. Don't ask. Or we can go down a Hades and Persephone black hole. Because, okay, so here's the thing. Book 3 just came out a week ago. Whenever the 25th was. I think that was a week ago. Exactly a week ago, right? Yeah. Yes? Yes. I read this one, which is book 1, A Touch of Darkness, last July. Freaking loved it. I think it was like a 4.5-star read for me, and it, I think, was number 4 of my favorite books I read in 2020, and it's like on my list of all-time favorite books. I loved this book so much. It's one of my favorite Hades and Persephone retellings that I've read to date. And the thing is, I don't think I've read a whole lot of them, but I always gravitate towards them. Hades and Persephone is one of my favorite stories of all time, favorite mythological stories. And it's just, this was beautifully done. And it's like, it's so good. So I have no problem rereading this. And in fact, I did start to reread this in April. I think I started to reread it in April, and then realized that the 3rd book wasn't coming until the end of May. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll just reread it in May. And then I realized that I had so many books on my TBR and that the 3rd book wasn't coming until the end of May, so I'm just going to push it to June. So it's June 1st today. And as much as I want to catch up on this and this, I think this week I might do a themed reading vlog all about Hades and Persephone. So, that being said, that means I have 4 books on my docket. Four books to read this week. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Mainly because I think I'm going to binge the shit out of this. Okay. So, I've already read this. I know what's happening. I'm going to reread it via audiobook because now there are audiobooks for this series. I'm super stoked about that because that's going to help me get through these even faster because I can listen to them during the day when my kids are driving me nuts and being all clingy. And then I can also read them at night because I have the ebooks on my Kindle. And yeah, so I think this is what we're going to do. I think this week, even though it's already Tuesday, we are going to read A Touch of Darkness. And then, do I want to do A Touch of Darkness and then book 2, A Touch of Ruin, and then book 3, A Touch of Malice, and complete that series? Or do I want to read A Touch of Darkness and then read A Game of Fate? Because this is it's basically the first book, but told in Hades' point of view, and I'm super intrigued to read that. So do I want to read the first book and then read Hades' point of view of the first book and then continue the series? Or, I think that is a decision for future Stephanie. So, for now, we are going to read A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. Okay, but seriously, if you haven't read this yet and you love Hades and Persephone, please do it. It's adult. It's not young adult. She is in college. Her name is Persephone. They have all the same names as the original mythological creatures. And it takes place in a place called New Athens. So it's modern because it's in our world, essentially. It's kind of like I would consider this an urban fantasy romance because yes, it's steamy. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm so excited to reread this. Are you gonna join me? Okay. Can you tell that I'm super excited to reread this? Like, I have plans to reread ACOTAR, but I'm not excited about that. This, I'm excited. Also, it's like that very soft matte feeling, and I just love it. I love it so much. Okay, I have nothing else to update you until I read. I just heard something. I don't know what's going on, but I heard something. Everyone's asleep. And now I'm scared. What the fuck? Okay. I'm gonna go read. I'll talk to you later. Ignore the mess. It is day 2 of this vlog. I'm actually starting to... No, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm going to try and keep up. Okay. So, let's talk. XV11, the Olympian Gala. Okay, I am on page 192. I read almost 200 pages last night of this beauty. I love it so much. I think I'm loving it more on my reread than when I first read it. And I love when that happens. Let me put my bookmark in here so I don't forget where I'm at. Okay, so this is how much I have left. Okay. Hades is wonderful. We're getting to a point where Hades is really like testing Persephone in the way of he knows that Persephone wants him because she does. I want him. But he knows that she wants him, and she's refusing to admit that she wants him, and she wants him bad. She's super attracted to him because like he's super attractive, and there's this, I love the way he talks. Like the dialogue that Scarlett St. Clair has for these characters, I really, really love. I personally love writing dialogue in my own projects. And so when I come across really amazing dialogue, I just love it so much. He fixed her dress, then covered her with his own jacket. Don't make promises you can't keep, goddess. So in this book, he goes from calling her goddess, because obviously Persephone is the goddess of spring. So he goes from calling her goddess to darling to Lady Persephone. And I think the parts where he calls her darling is like my favorite, because there are times where he uses that condescendingly, and then there are times where he uses it very lovingly. And honestly, it's probably all the time he's using it lovingly, but there are times where you can take it to where he's being sarcastic about it. I just really love the dialogue. I love the writing, actually. The writing is very flowy. It's very easy to read. It's very addicting. It's very... I really like it. And I think I am liking this even more the second time I'm reading it. If there was one book I needed to push on anybody, this is probably going to go down as one of my all-time favorite books. Like, maybe, like, the all-time favorite book. I don't know yet. Why didn't I rate it as a 5-star last year? This is like a 5-star read for me. Like, if it's not 5 stars on my Goodreads, it's changing to a 5-star read. I love it so much. That being said, I have gushed about this book for 9 minutes now. I'm going to finish this tonight. Seriously, if you haven't read this yet, read it! Please. I want to know your thoughts. Do you love this as much as I do? Because I really need to know who else loves this. I know Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life really liked this. This, I think, is on her video of favorite fantasy romances. I'm not sure exactly where it ranks, or if she even ranked that, but I do know that this is on her favorite fantasy romance list. I'll leave that video down below if you are interested. Plus, Crystal's just like a really awesome human being, and her vlogs are like chef's kiss. I want more people to talk about it, so talk to me about it. It's so good. Okay, I'm done now. I'll be back later. Hi friends. Oh my gosh. It has been a few weeks since I last updated what was supposed to be a themed reading vlog of reading this series, and I read this one and finished it, and I think I updated you guys. If not, I'll do a quick thing. And then after I read this one, I actually ended up getting sick. So I think I finished this on Wednesday, and I meant to start and finish this one on that Thursday, and then finish up the trilogy over the weekend, that weekend. However, that Thursday, I ended up getting sick. I was going through a lot of anxiety because there's some issues with my daughter, and I was also menstruating and my allergies. So I thought like the whole trifecta, all the stress was causing everything to just blow up, because stress does so much stuff. Stress just is not good on your body. And so Thursday I ended up getting like a very, very small fever, and I was super tired. So I slept a whole lot that day and night, and then Friday I was feeling great. Saturday I was feeling great. Sunday I was feeling great. Monday I was tired, but Sunday my husband actually got a small fever, and so did my youngest son, or my youngest child, Paul. And so my husband stayed home from work on that Monday, and I was just tired. And then Tuesday comes along and I lost my sense of smell. So I went and got tested, and it turned out that I had COVID. So then my husband got tested, he came back positive, and my sister-in-law who lives with us also came back positive. So my entire house basically had to take 2 weeks to recover and everything. I am happy to say we're all good. We have passed everything. it was very, very, very mild for us, and I am very happy to say that it was mild for us. I know that for a lot of people it hasn't been. I will say it felt very familiar to a year and a half ago when I got really sick, literally right before the pandemic like hit in January of 2020. I was really sick, and it felt very similar to that, so I'm still pretty convinced that we had it back in January of 2020. And I think your antibodies are technically good for, they say 90 days, but I have also read things to where you're good for like the year and everything. So that being said, I took about 2.5 weeks off of everything basically, and I always have the intention of reading books when I'm sick, but every single time I do end up getting sick, I never read. I am usually sleeping as much as I possibly can and binge watching TV, because if I'm binge watching TV, my mind doesn't really have to be there. If I fall asleep, oh well, I'll just rewatch the episode later on. So I didn't do any reading from that Thursday, which was June 3rd, I think it was, until I was feeling great last weekend. Let's see, today is Tuesday, June something. I don't even know what date it is. I don't know what day it is. I'm filming on my camera, or on my phone, okay, today is Tuesday, June 22nd, and I started feeling fantastic last Monday or Tuesday, so a week ago, and my husband stayed home from work. He was working from home, and we've just been, sequestering ourselves in the house, and we have hit, I think, well past even 10 days from when we got tested for COVID. So I know we're not contagious anymore. We are good to go. We all feel fantastic, other than allergies, because allergies are year-round. But that being said, it has been an interesting June. I had such lofty goals for my reading. I don't even know where my TBR pile went, because I bought a whole bunch of books. Oops. So that being said, this is no longer a themed reading vlog, because when I did get back to reading, yes, I finished book 2, freaking loved it, and then realized that book 3 doesn't have the audio yet, and it's so much easier for me to read with the audio during the day while I am doing household chores, taking care of the kids and everything, and I don't get to do like any physical reading until the evening. And so I didn't pick up book 3 yet. I have not read book 3 yet. I read book 2, freaking loved it. It was very good, very good. Scarlett St. Clair is seriously, I think she's going to be an author for me. Her writing is very, very, it's so good. I love it. I even convinced one of my friends in real life to read this series. Actually, while I was sick, she had texted me asking for new recommendations, because she's finally starting to get back into the reading. And so I told her about this series, and she binged it in a couple days, and she keeps yelling at me to finish book number 3 so that we can talk about it, and I'm getting there. I wish the audio was available. That being said, I did read another book. It's not, I guess it kind of goes with the theme because it's a dark romance. And I would say that these are a little bit on the darker side. But what I read was Zodiac Academy, The Awakening, which is the first book in the Zodiac Academy series. And it is a fae romance, it's a fantasy romance dealing with the fae or the fair folk or the fairies, however you want to call them. I call them the fae. And it's a bully romance. And I was hesitant going into it because usually I'm not the biggest fan of bully romances, but I was in the mood for a dark romance, and so I read it and I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I would give it a solid 4 stars. I do have the second book. I'm peeved that audiobook is not out yet. But I do have the second book because it is on Kindle Unlimited, so I have that on my Kindle. However, I'm probably not going to read that one right now. I'm probably going to read something that has an audio. Just because it's so much easier for me to actually get my reading done when I have the audio, because life is busy and I have so much stuff that I need to do, and I don't get any physical reading until it's me time, and half the time when it's me time I just kind of want to lay down and go to bed or listen to something. I don't want to like physically do anything. So that being said, I was so gung-ho about getting weekly reading vlogs down for you, and I got sick and I feel so bad that I haven't updated in forever, but I was sick and I didn't want to be on camera while I looked atrocious. I still look atrocious, but I mean, I looked like death at times. I'm kind of a baby when I'm sick. I want to be taken care of, and being a mom, I don't get to be taken care of. I have to take care of everyone else. So it was a tough time for me. Luckily, with my husband being home and working from home, it was easy for him to, take care of the kids while I went to go take a nap and while I went to go take care of myself. So that was really nice. Usually I don't have that when I'm sick because he's at work, like at the office type of thing, not here at home. So it was nice to have help. But that being said, I have read 3 books in the month of June. I'm not going to make my TBR goal at all. It's not going to be possible. That being said, I'm going to go do something, whether it be reading, writing, or going to sleep. Hi, it's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel, and today is Monday, June 28th, and I did not do a reading vlog last week. It's like every single time I take a hiatus because either I'm not mentally okay or I'm sick with, the plague or whatever. It takes me a couple weeks to get back in the habit and in the swing of things. That being said, this week for book clubs, I am reading The Secret by Julie Garwood, and this is for the Seasonally Booked Up, and it is the very first book for Hot Highlander Summer, and I'm super excited. No idea what this is about, other than, it's got Highlanders in it. So I'm super excited to start this. I'm also excited that it has an audiobook because that will help me tremendously. And then for, why am I always forgetting? So then for the But Do They Bang book club, and this season, I don't know if this is going to be the only thing that they do or if they're going to do seasons like how Seasonally Booked Up is doing, but for this round for But Do They Bang, it's Read If You Dare, and this isn't the first book, but this is this week's book, and that is A Night to Surrender, and this is the first book the first Spindle Cove book, and I'm super excited. I've been wanting to read the Spindle Cove series for a long time now, so I'm glad that I'm getting back into the swing of book clubs and getting back into like a daily habit type of thing when it's the very first book for Spindle Cove, because that is one of the series that I really did want to read. So these two for book club this week, and then on my Kindle I am still reading the second Zodiac Academy book, which is Ruthless Fae, I believe is the title of it, and it's a chunker. I think I'm like 56% of the way through, and I think it says that it's like I'm on like page 330 or something like that, so it's a chunker of a book. But I feel like it's like medium to fast paced. You kind of don't want to put it down because you want to know what's happening. You want to know what's going on with these Gemini twins. And I'm really liking the series. I do kind of wish it was a little bit cut, like edited a little bit more. I feel like it might be just a tad bit too long, but I'm enjoying it. And I'm enjoying the Fae actually being like the Fae that you actually hear in folklore. Like, they're cruel and they're ruthless, and you know, they may care about people, but they do it in their own ways, and you really see that in this series, and I appreciate that. So this I'm hoping to also finish this week. So this week it is The Secret, A Night to Surrender, and Ruthless Fae, the second Zodiac Academy. But that is my update for right now. Getting back on my bullshit. It's gonna happen. So I will update you guys later. I think I'm going to run through the books that I'm going to hope to read this week for the historical romance readathon. So first things first, we're going to go with the highest priority. So the highest priority this week is The Secret by Julie Garwood. I talked about this a little bit earlier. I don't know what this is about. Medieval Scotland. That's kind of really cool. Okay, so this is part of the seasonally booked up Hot Highlander summer season, and so it deals with Scotland and Highlanders, and this one actually takes place in medieval Scotland, so that's really, really cool. So this is the first one that I need to tackle, or at least this is going to be my highest priority. I haven't decided if I'm going to read it all in like one sitting or two sittings, or if I'm going to actually try to space it out and actually read the daily chapters. So today, I believe, usually it's only the first 4 or 5 chapters, or the first like 70-ish pages, so it's probably gonna, these longer chapters, maybe it's going to be the first 4 chapters. I haven't looked. I need to look. But the first 4 chapters would be 104 pages. So we'll see what I actually end up doing. But yeah, so I'm excited for this. This will be my first Julie Garwood. And hopefully it won't be the last, because I know she has a huge backlist. When I think of Julie Garwood, I kind of think of like Nora Roberts. I don't think Julie Garwood has as much of a backlist as Nora Roberts, because Nora Roberts is like the queen of romance, and she publishes like 4 books a year, and I think she has like 300 plus books that she has written and published. So I mean, she's the queen of romance for a reason. But when I think of Julie Garwood, for some reason, I'm always thinking of Nora Roberts as well. I don't know if it's just because, I don't know why, but for some reason, whenever I think of Julie Garwood, I think of Nora Roberts as well. Like, they're in the same, like, category for me. So I'm super excited to pick up my first Julie Garwood, and I'm hoping I really, really like it. So then the second highest priority this week would be A Night to Surrender by Tessa Dare, and I'm so excited to read this. This is the first book in the Spindle Cove series, or I think it's also mentioned, or it's also known as Spinster Cove, I think, in the series, because it's about a bunch of spinsters, and that's really all I know. But I'm really excited to get back into some Tessa Dare. The Tessa Dare books that I have read, I've really enjoyed. I love her writing, and she brings a lot of like comedic value to her books, and I love that. So this is the second top priority of the week. After that, it would be Any Rogue Will Do by Bethany Bennett. I was sent this complimentary copy from Forever Publishing, so thank you Forever for sending me this. I'm super excited for it. I love this cover. It is, the red and the green is just gorgeous. Look at that. It's so pretty. So I do not know much about this. I don't ever know much of what's inside books because I like to go in blind. That way I don't have as many high expectations. So especially with historical romance. Historical romance, I'm gonna read it. Like, yes, I have specific romance tropes that I like, but when it comes to historical romance, those tropes aren't necessary for me. Just because it's, for me, historical romance is just a different type of escapism, and I usually have a great time no matter what trope I'm reading in historical romance. As to where, like, contemporary romance, I tend to stick to the main tropes that I really like. But historical romance, I just kind of go in blind. So going in blind with this one, I've heard good things about it. I'm excited for it. So that is the third top priority. Backing off of that is, I was also sent this by Forever Publishing, so thank you very much for sending me this. This is the second in this series, this being the first. This is West End Earl by Bethany Bennett. So here's the normal, or the original mass market sizing, and West End Earl has the new mass market max, which is just a little taller and a little wider, and they tend to be a little bit more floppy, and they're actually kind of easier to hold on to. It's almost like you're holding onto a trade paperback, and I'm really excited. I really like it. I am upset that most of these newer historical romances have not been having stepbacks. I don't know if it's because they're changing to this size. Like it seems like most of the publishers are changing the mass markets to this size, or at least with the historical romances I've noticed. So I don't know if that's the case or if it was just COVID related, but I mean, I don't know. I'm definitely missing the stepbacks. If you're not gonna give us stepbacks, can we get the back cover clinch? I think that's what it's called. I don't know. And if I read all of those and I still have time for more, which I'm hoping to do because all but this one has an audiobook. And okay, so this actually comes out tomorrow, which is Tuesday, June 29th. I'm pretty sure the audiobook will be out tomorrow as well then. So the majority of these have audiobooks for sure right now. So if I get through those 4, I will try my hardest to finish A Hope Divided by Alyssa Cole. Here is my TBR for the week for the historical romance readathon. Let's see if I can read all these beauties. Happy Tuesday. Last night I read 154 pages of The Secret, and I'm liking it. I'm liking Julie Garwood's writing. I do wish that the chapters were just like a teensy bit shorter. They are very long chapters. But other than that, I'm really liking it. For some reason, every single time I'm picturing Ian, which is our hero in this book, every single time I'm picturing Ian, I'm picturing Jamie Fraser, aka Sam Heughan. And whenever I'm picturing Ian's interactions with his closest allies, like he has Alex and he's got Broderick, but whenever I'm picturing those two, I'm picturing Jamie Fraser and Murtagh. So, I mean, it's a grand old time while I'm reading this. This book is actually more humorous than I had anticipated for it, which I'm not mad about. I love when there's humor in books. And I really love the feistiness that Judith brings. She's like not afraid to put Ian in his place, and he's not used to that because he's the laird and this takes place in the 1200s. So I'm really liking the feistiness that Judith is bringing. And I also really like the friendship between Judith and her friend Frances Catherine. They are such sweethearts. They are so loyal to each other. And I really, really like their friendship. And I wish that we saw more friendships like this in books in general. And I really, really like it. And it's crazy to me that the women in this book are very confused by this friendship that Judith and Frances have, because they're not used to that, and I don't understand why. I don't know if it wasn't a thing in the 1200s for women to not have female friendships, but all of these women in this clan are very confused by the friendship between Judith and Frances Catherine, and it boggles my mind. Like, have friends. Like, we all need friends. We just all need friends. So that is my update on this book. That is the only thing that I've read so far. Hello! Happy Wednesday evening. This is day 3 of the historical romance readathon. I have not read anything else other than last night, which I haven't updated you guys. So I read the first, I think, 6 chapters of A Night to Surrender. So the first 76 pages of this, I read this last night, and I'm really liking this. I feel like this is going to be a fun one. So I haven't read anything yet today because I drove out to my best friend's house to get my hair done. It is shorter, so it feels lighter, but it also feels thicker because when my hair gets longer, it starts to thin out and then it just stops growing and then it's just bleh. So it feels healthier, it feels thicker, and I decided to go a dark bright red instead of my natural. I'm a little stained, as you can see, but my natural color is like an orangey copper color, and I love it, but I've been wanting something darker. So this color was like low lights a few months ago, and then I had like this dark brown underneath. But I really liked this color, so I told her to just do it all over. So that's what we did. She did it a little darker so that it would last a little bit longer, but with me already having red hair, the red dye tends to last longer anyways, so it really doesn't matter. But I love it. I'm so happy with it. It feels so good. It feels so good. I'm so excited. I love it. Yay. Okay, not much to update as of right now. Okay, instead I'm gonna go listen to more of this and really update my reading journal because it needs an update horrendously. All right, I'll update you guys probably tomorrow. Hello, it is Tuesday, 2 days after the historical romance readathon ended. I cheated and I gave myself Monday, since Saturday and Sunday I was completely swamped with family and friends for the holiday. So I gave myself an extra day to finish up some of the books, and I was able to do that. So Sunday night into Monday morning, I actually finished A Night to Surrender by Tessa Dare. I really liked this. I gave it about 4 stars. There were some things that irked me, but all in all, I actually really, really enjoyed it. And I do love Tessa Dare's writing and her comedic value that she brings to the table. It's wonderful, and I have a feeling that this series is going to be spectacular. So I really, really liked this intro into it. I do wish there was a little bit more urgency with both of the characters, but yeah, all in all, I really, really enjoyed this. And then I also finished yesterday The Secret by Julie Garwood. This was awesome. It was my first medieval historical romance, and it was my first Julie Garwood, and it's not going to be the last. I'm really excited to read more of her stuff, and I really enjoyed this. I really, really loved, oh my gosh, what was her name? Judith. She was such a feisty heroine, and I just really, really loved her, and I fell in love with Laird Ian, and this was so great. had not expected to love this as much as I did. I gave this about 4.5 stars. And I just, it was great. Definitely not going to be my last Julie Garwood. So all in all, this wasn't my best round for the historical romance readathon. I only finished 2 books, but I am just getting back into the swing of reading after having a month basically off because of me being sick with COVID. And so whenever I'm sick, even if it's just like with the normal flu, I never read. I'm always just vegging out on the couch and just trying to get my body better. And so I'm like in and out of sleep. So I'm never reading when I'm actually sick. So I understand why June like was really craptastic for me. But the beginning of July is so far much better since I've already finished 3 books in July. And so it wasn't my best historical romance readathon. It is what it is, but I'm happy that I was able to finish 2. So, I mean, not terrible. Let me know down in the comments on if you participated in this readathon, if you read either of these books. Hello, happy reading. And last week I read nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I didn't even do a reading vlog. I did a lot of TV binging, specifically reality TV. And I don't know why, but I guess my brain just needed a cathartic time of not really worrying about anything and watching complete trash. So that's what happened last week. This week is different. Last night I started reading. What I should have been reading was, you know, stuff for book club, and I didn't. Instead, I finally picked up Dream Fever by Karen Marie Moning, and I read on my Kindle, but I'm pretty sure, no, past that. Yeah, I think 70 pages is where I'm at. For some reason I thought it was 80. So, last night I read the first 70 pages of this, and I'm really liking it. Things are finally starting to heat up with Jericho and Mac, and I am here for it. The first 70 pages makes me fall even more in love with Jericho. Jericho is, he's amazing. I love him so much. And we're finally getting to a point where there is some actual spice. And I'm here for it. So, this is what I started last night. I will probably finish tonight. Who knows, maybe. And since I did not do any reading last week, I didn't do writing last week either. Since I didn't do any reading last week, I technically have 4 historical romances that I should read. We'll see how that goes, because I'm really into a paranormal and fantasy type of feeling vibe right now. So we will see. It's gonna be this. I may even try and binge the rest of the series this week, to be perfect. Like, that's how much of a mood I'm in for paranormal and fantasy, is that I feel like binging a series. So that's the plan. Hope y'all are having a wonderful Monday. I'm gonna go get some shit done. Okay. So I literally just ended my intro vlog to this, but I got something in the mail. So I don't know if any of you know this, but Jess over at Peace Love Books has her own little Etsy shop, and it's called Ardent Admirations. I'm almost positive. And so she makes book sleeves and masks, and I don't remember, I don't remember if there's anything else. But, so I quickly saw on, I think it was Thursday night, I don't know if it was in her stories or if it was on her actual Instagram, but she said that the Hocus Pocus ones were coming back for a limited time for like this past weekend, and I got some. I thought one of them was supposed to be the large, but they all look the same size, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to double check. But so I got 2 purple ones because one is gonna be for me and one is gonna be for one of my best friends who's also obsessed with Hocus Pocus. But look how cute this is. But then I also got this one because why not? Love it. They're so pretty. And it's gray in that one. That's what I got. Well, plus this extra one. Yay!
Hey, should I do my fluffy?
No.
Oh no, I should do the other one.
No. Please don't. I'm not gonna have fun going up these stairs.
Wow, it's like 30-degree difference.
It's a little creepy.
It is.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Court, I need to take your picture.
Super pretty though.
Why are those doors like barricaded shut? It looks creepy. That way you don't go back there.
So to answer your question, Kelly, I guess I am doing a little bit of vlogging.
I'm so happy to be in one. I know I'm there. I check all the time to see if you posted it.
I know, it's been a while. When we got COVID in June, it just kind of like,
Went downhill.
yeah. I read, I think, 2 books.
Oh shit.
I can't believe
This is windy as hell.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know if I'd be able to do a tour.
I don't know either. This is kind of making me
This is
panic.
creepy.
This is awesome.
That airflow though?
Yeah.
Holy.
This is why they say.
Woo!
Holy shit.
Okay, lesson learned. If we ever do this again, I am bringing it.
I really don't know if I'd be able to do a tour.
I would be panicked that we
Oh,
would be
you'd be
stuck.
claustrophobic.
That's why we got to start off with the small one.